morning, everybody, and welcome to Big Boulder 2016. We're board members here at Big Boulder, and we're honored to be your MCs. We expect high energy and really high engagement.
How many of you have never been to Big Boulder before? Amazing.
Wow.
Welcome. This is very, very exciting.
We're 5 years into this conference. 5 years in social data, it's like dog years. We're probably like 35. The early conferences were just around how do we convince the world that this set of assets are incredibly valuable. Somewhere along the journey, we passed that line, and now we're on the journey of how do we go faster.
For years, I think many of us in financial services sat back and enviously watched all the cool things that Unilever and Coca-Cola and Toyota were doing in this social and digital realm. All we kept hearing was, oh, you know, those regulatory requirements. But the good news is we're now at a point where we've kind of cracked the code and figured out the art of the possible.
I've been to lots of conferences, and I always love the conferences that are about this size. Basically, we get to sit down and talk real business and get away from the rampant marketing that destroys most other conferences.
I think the scope is very focused, and then there's like diversity of like people. You have people that are more like me on the engineering side of data engineering, and then you have people that are more in like the marketing, the customer analytics piece.
So what we see on trends is that not only can you detect trends through social or through search, but you can see how trends travel. So if I take hair care, for example, almost all hair care trends start in South Korea or Japan, and then they move around the world.
As a product creator, I can't choose when world events are going to happen. What I can do is provide the tools so that when they become necessary, they're available and they're stable and they're usable.
This is the #1 priority conference that I go to every year. I get an incredible amount of value about what's going on in the social data ecosystem, and I'm able to take that back and apply it very practically to the work I do at Macy's.
The fact that I get to interact with people that are building technologies, people that are actually working with these different social channels, people that are just sort of analyzing the landscape and what's actually happening, just to be able to connect with like-minded people who are sort of setting the pace in social. It makes it a very exciting place to be.
Plus you have the Dalai Lama here this year. Not many conferences can boast that.
I run a master's program called Data and Society. So I wanted to really know how people in the social data industries were thinking about the capacities they have to understand people's consumer behavior and what this might imply for larger questions around politics, communication, and citizenship.
When we look at social, why do we ask questions in sort of this isolated fashion? So, what food does this person eat? Or where do they frequent? Where do they check in? Or what do they tweet about? But we don't think about our company that way. So let's think about a different model. Researchers stopped showing an algorithm on a single platform, showed across 5 or 6.
I'm particularly passionate about and kind of bullish on the opportunity ahead in visual listening and in image recognition. Talked a lot about it on the panel today. Mary Meeker's report just said that 4 billion images are shared on social media daily. We're living in an increasingly visual world.
I've been very curious to know how bots and individual one-to-one interactions with companies will change the way that we understand and capture behavior.
Where are we moving into the future where we are doing things with machines, where machines are having conversations with each other, right? This is the first time I heard someone say, you know, it's about bot to bot.
Bots are an interface that all of your users understand, so there's no learning curve. You don't have to teach them about the nuances of your design. Future product isn't bots, the future products is better products, and bots are a tool that you can use to build a better product.
Really what I love most about Big Boulder is it's the power of us. We have to figure out how to take this feeling that we have leaving this conference today and keep it going throughout the year. And keep it going on Slack, keep it going in IRL in cities and around the world.
Our role as we think forward, regardless of size and actual content, will continue to be more and more future looking. I think that's always been the role of this conference, is not what's happening now, but what's going to happen in the next 2 or 3 years and where we go from here. I don't know if there's ever been a case where you've had such concentration of a group of people that could change an industry as we've had with the concentration of this group of people.